Let's say we have our pivot table exactly the way we want it, and we're ready to share it with the world. We're going to start by doing a little formatting. I'm going to select the numbers here, and I want to change them to a currency formatting, just so we have the dollar signs and everything. I'm going to go to my Home tab, choose the dollar sign here for currency formatting. I need to make my columns a little bigger if you get these hash marks. If you want to change the color scheme of the pivot table, we can go up here to the pivot table tools, and under the Design tab, we have these pivot table styles. You can hover your mouse over these styles to get a preview, and if you find the one you want, you can click it. There's a lot of these, so if you use this little button right here for more, you get a big pop-out menu of all the different styles you have to choose from. I can also edit the labels for the row labels and column labels. If I just double-click this cell, I can call this amount spent, just so it makes more sense for people. This one I could call name. The sum of amount, we don't really need it all. It's not going to let me have it blank, but I can just type a space in there to trick it, and then I can have that as a blank one. Back here in the design area, banded rows and columns gives me thicker lines in between the rows and columns. If I want to create another pivot table based on the same data, I can actually just copy and paste. I'm going to select the pivot table, right-click and copy, choose a blank area down here, right-click and paste. I'm going to use the first paste option here, and this gives me a second pivot table that's independently editable of the other one. So this is a nice way that you can present people with a couple different views of the data. Just remember that whatever pivot table you're clicked into is the one you're going to be editing. Something you'll notice is that I can't edit the numbers in the pivot table if I double-click a cell. What I get is Excel creates a new worksheet that shows me the transactions that made this total. Here, it gives me the detail for what it's counting here. If I want to make my pivot table editable by me, I can select it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to right-click. I'm going to do a paste special option here. I want to use the second option here, which is values. And this just pasted the values. It didn't paste any of the underlying calculations that made the pivot table in the first place. What this means is that this is now just kind of flat data that I can edit or copy or paste or do whatever I want with.